Welcome back to the channel, Trophy. Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable United States quarter-dollar coins, focusing on the top three key dates, 1979, 1967, and 1995. These coins are highly sought after because of their rare minting errors, unique conditions, and even their different silver tones and color shades, which have made them major players in the coin collecting and investor world. These rare treasures are not just pieces of American history, but also some of the most valuable coin collectors are hunting today. Whether it's error strikes, special finishes, or unique condition finds, these quarters can bring in surprising market values at auctions and among collectors. So, if you are a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of U.S. currency, this video is for you. Backhand index pointing right. Let's get started with coin number 1. The 1979 Washington quarter with a D mint mark holds a place in the broad and colorful history of American coinage, and for collectors, it can mean far more than its face value of 25 cents. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin represents the artistry, precision, and symbolism that the U.S. Mint has carried throughout the centuries. While at first glance it may appear as an ordinary quarter, under certain rare conditions, varieties, or silver-based errors, this coin has a potential to carry a value beyond imagination. Collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike often whisper about such coins because they represent more than metal. They embody luck, rarity, and fortune-changing opportunity. In 1979, quarters were normally minted in copper-nickel-clad composition, which is a combination of copper and nickel designed to resist wear and maintain luster in circulation. However, mistakes and anomalies at the mint sometimes led to coins being struck on silver planchets left over from earlier productions, or on experimental metals, creating a tiny group of coins that are unlike the rest. Such errors are the golden ticket in numismatics, because they transform an ordinary coin into a treasure that can command unimaginable sums in today's market. The Washington quarter itself traces back to 1932, when it was first issued to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by John Flanagan, it was never intended to be a short-term commemorative coin. It quickly became a permanent fixture of American pocket change. The obverse proudly displays Washington's profile, while the reverse shows a majestic eagle, wings spread wide in strength. By 1979, this design had already been in use for nearly 5 decades, but coins from this year continue to fascinate collectors because of both the errors they can contain and the historical backdrop of the late 1970s America. What makes a 1979 D quarter truly special is the possibility of it being struck on a silver planchet, an accident that can occur when leftover blanks from an earlier era sneak into the minting presses. While most of the quarters from this year are clad, the silver versions are like diamonds in the rough. Imagine holding a coin that looks ordinary, yet when placed on a scale weighs slightly differently, or when tested, reveals the bright shine of silver beneath its surface. That simple discovery could mean you are holding a coin worth not cents, not dollars, but potentially thousands or more in the collector's marketplace. In coin collecting history, such finds are rare but legendary. Entire fortunes have been built on chance discoveries in jars, rolls of coins from the bank, or collections passed down through generations. The 1979 D quarter with silver content or other striking anomalies sits among these legends whispered about in collectors' circles as a life-changing discovery. Some stories tell of ordinary families finding such a coin tucked away in a drawer and later realizing its worth could rival that of a house or more. The rarity of such a coin is not just in its physical metal, but in its story. It tells us about minting technology, about human error, and about the fact that even in a system designed for precision, mystery still slips through. Every collector dreams of stumbling across one of these anomalies, because in that moment, they are not just collectors. They are explorers striking gold in a modern treasure hunt. Imagine the emotion. You hold a 1979 D quarter in your hand, turning it over, seeing Washington's proud face, the eagle's wings stretched. At first glance, it is ordinary, but when you realize it may be one of the silver error coins, suddenly the weight of fortune presses into your palm. That 25-cent piece has the power to erase debts, build dreams, and even change your family's future forever. This is a magnetic pull of numismatics, the thrill of discovery and the promise of riches hidden in plain sight. The power of these coins lies not only in their rarity, but in their desirability. Collectors compete fiercely to own a piece of history, especially one born from error. The auctions of such pieces have set record-breaking values, each sale cementing the coin's reputation as more than currency. It becomes an artifact, a piece of art, and a legend all rolled into one. Prices that climb into the tens of thousands, or even approach the unimaginable, reflect not only the coin's rarity, but the passion it inspires. Coin history is filled with tales of chance, and the 1979 D silver quarter is a shining example. These coins bridge past and present. They remind us of the artistry of the mint, the human errors that create masterpieces by accident, and the incredible role luck plays in wealth. For many, the hunt for these coins is more than a hobby. It is a quest, an adventure that could end with a single coin transforming a life forever. To understand the significance of the 1979 D quarter is to understand that coins are never just coins. They are stories frozen in metal. They carry with them the ambitions of a nation, the mistakes of a mint worker, and the dreams of every collector who turns one over in search of a hidden difference. Owning one of these rare silver examples is like holding lightning in your hand, a piece of chance crystallized into treasure. Those who own such coins must be wise. The temptation to quickly exchange them for cash can be strong, but the true value lies in patience. To sell such a coin at a low price would be to surrender the key to fortune for far less than it is worth. Instead, owners must treat these coins like heirlooms, like keys of opportunity, guarding them until the time comes to release their full potential. In the end, the 1979 D Washington quarter silver variety reminds us of the magic that coin collecting offers. The chance for anyone, anywhere, to stumble upon unimaginable wealth in the most ordinary of places. It is not just a coin, it is a beacon of possibility. Proof that fortune sometimes hides in plain sight, waiting for the careful eye and the lucky hand. If you have such a coin, know that you hold not just money, but destiny. Next up, in the rich and fascinating world of American coinage, few topics spark more intrigue than the mysterious stories surrounding rare quarters. Among these, the 1979 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, particularly when struck on a silver planchet, is often whispered about as a hidden treasure. This coin, while appearing simple at first glance, has an aura of rarity and legend that makes collectors, dreamers, and fortune seekers believe it might hold unimaginable value in today's market. It is not just a piece of metal. It is a symbol of history, error, and possibility, carried with the power to change a life overnight. The Washington Quarter Series has always been a cornerstone of American numismatics. Introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. By 1979, quarters were being struck in copper-nickel-clad compositions, not silver. Yet, minting mishaps, transitional errors, and planchet anomalies sometimes created coins that defied the norm. A 1979 quarter struck without a mint mark, especially if struck on an older silver planchet, would be nothing short of extraordinary. Such an anomaly represents a bridge between eras, a reminder that even precision machinery can birth a miracle. Imagine holding such a coin in your hand. To the untrained eye, it may look like just another quarter spent on a soda decades ago. But to the collector with sharp instincts, the details reveal themselves. The absence of a mint mark suggests it was struck in Philadelphia. But what if the coin glows with a luster of silver instead of the expected clad alloy? That subtle difference turns an ordinary coin into a priceless artifact. Coins like these do not simply belong to a collection. They belong in the chronicles of coin history itself. The allure of the 1979 no mint mark silver quarter lies in the sheer impossibility of its existence. By 1979, silver quarters had long ceased production, replaced by base metals since 1965. Yet, if a leftover silver planchet somehow found its way into the presses at the Philadelphia Mint, the result would be one of the rarest modern errors imaginable. Such an event is not just a numismatic curiosity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime fluke that transforms a 25-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar marvel. Collectors and historians alike often speak of such coins as time travelers. They are relics from one age, born in another, slipping past the watchful eyes of mint workers and into circulation. A 1979 silver quarter would have done just that, passed through hands unnoticed, jingling in pockets, fueling small purchases, until someone with vision finally recognized its true nature. The story of discovery is as valuable as the coin itself, for it proves that unimaginable fortune can still lie hidden in plain sight. What makes this coin so powerful in imagination and lore is not only its rarity, but the way it defies the ordinary. Most coins are minted by the millions, destined to fade with use. But a misstep at the mint, a forgotten planchet, a stroke of pure chance. These are the forces that give rise to legends. The 1979 no-mint mark silver quarter is a shining example of how history can be rewritten by a single mistake, a twist of fate that transforms a humble piece of change into a ticket to destiny. Now picture the market reaction to such a coin. Collectors from around the globe would rush to claim it, bidding fiercely, each determined to own a piece of history. The prices would soar beyond imagination, millions upon millions exchanged for a coin once dismissed as ordinary pocket change. Headlines would erupt, declaring how one lucky finder stumbled upon a fortune in their spare change. Such stories capture the spirit of possibility that numismatics has always embodied, the chance that great wealth may lie in the most unassuming of places. This is why such a coin, if you hold it today, should never be parted with hastily. To sell it cheaply would be to surrender a miracle for mere paper. Coins like the 1979 silver quarter demand patience, wisdom, and recognition of their place in the greater narrative of American history. They are not just collectible items. They are historical events preserved in metal, encapsulating both error and perfection. In the grand tapestry of coin history, the 1979 no-mint mark quarter stands out as a beacon. It is a reminder that the minting process, though governed by science and machinery, is still vulnerable to chance. And it is in those rare moments of imperfection that the greatest treasures emerge. To own such a coin is to hold lightning in your hand, a bolt of history that refuses to be ordinary. Every collector dreams of that one discovery that will change everything. For some, it is a rare penny, for others a dollar coin. But for those who stumble upon the 1979 no-mint mark silver quarter, the dream becomes reality. This is the coin that could make you a billionaire overnight, not because of its face value, but because of the story it tells and the rarity it embodies. It is not just money, it is destiny cast in silver. And so, in the world of coins, legends endure. The 1979 no-mint mark quarter is one such legend, whispered about at coin shows, studied in numismatic circles, and sought after by dreamers. It carries with the promise of unimaginable wealth, but more importantly, it carries the thrill of discovery, the excitement of holding a mystery that defies all logic. It is history, error, and miracle all fused into one. If you possess this coin, guard it well, for within its small, round frame lies the potential to change your fortune forever. It is not merely a quarter. It is a golden ticket cloaked in silver, a testament to the power of rarity and chance. Do not let it slip away cheaply, for it has the strength to lift you from ordinary life into the extraordinary realm of legends and billionaires. Next up, the 1995 P mint mark quarter dollar from the United States stands as one of those coins that seem ordinary to most eyes, but for the passionate collector and those who understand the mysteries of minting, it can become a treasure worth unimaginable sums. Struck in Philadelphia, the P mint mark is a symbol of both craftsmanship and history, and when paired with rare errors or unique variations, it transforms from mere pocket change into a legendary piece of numismatic fortune. The whispers around certain 1995 P silver-based quarters have elevated their status in coin history, where a common coin could become a life-altering discovery overnight. What makes the 1995 P quarter so fascinating is not just its mint year, but the idea that within that batch, a few remarkable coins slipped through, coins bearing striking errors, unusual compositions, or pristine conditions that catapult their value beyond belief. Collectors around the world know that history has shown time and again how such coins surface decades later, shocking the market with prices no one could have imagined. Owning one of these quarters, particularly one with an anomaly, could easily make the difference between casual collecting and overnight billionaire status. The United States Mint in 1995 was operating during a time when coin production was modern, yet not immune to rare imperfections. Every so often, a quarter would be struck on a planchet meant for another coin, like a silver piece or an off-metal blank, giving it a unique composition. These wrong planchet errors are among the rarest and most valuable in existence. If your 1995p quarter happens to be one of these miracles, its worth today could skyrocket into the millions, making it one of the most expensive and talked about coins in modern numismatic history. Condition also plays an enormous role. While millions of quarters were minted in Philadelphia that year, only a small fraction remain untouched by circulation. A flawless mint state or proof-like specimen can already command extraordinary value in the market. Combine that perfection with an error or rarity, and suddenly you have a coin so valuable that collectors and auction houses will compete fiercely for ownership. That kind of demand turns a humble quarter into an empire-building artifact. The cultural significance of the 1995 P quarter also amplifies its story. By the mid-1990s, America's quarter had become more than just a denomination. It was a symbol of commerce, patriotism, and everyday life. To find within that familiar symbol a piece that defies all odds, a coin that is not just money but historical misprint, gives an aura of mystique. These coins become storytellers, carrying with them the whispers of the mint floor, the hands they passed through, and the chance discovery that turned them into treasures. Many legendary fortunes in numismatics began with someone recognizing value in what others dismissed. Imagine holding a 1995 P quarter that others overlook, only to later discover composed of silver instead of clad, or features a double die that transforms its design into a rarity. That realization is not just financial, it is transformative. It changes destiny, turning ordinary people into collectors of legend and millionaires overnight. Stories circulate of rare quarters fetching unimaginable prices in auctions, their values climbing into the millions as bidders recognize their unparalleled rarity. The 1995 P, when combined with unique features, could easily join this pantheon of high-value coins. The allure is not simply in the metal itself, but in the narrative it carries, the accident of its creation, the rarity of its survival, and the destiny of its discovery. What makes such a coin invaluable is not only scarcity, but also desire. Collectors, investors, and historians crave these artifacts because they are frozen pieces of American history. The 1995 P Mint Mark quarter embodies a particular era, and when that embodiment is wrapped in rarity, it becomes a piece of the American dream, tangible, tradable, and capable of rewriting fortunes. The prospect of unimaginable wealth from such a coin is not mere fantasy. It has precedent. Across history, coins once dismissed as ordinary later became the crown jewels of collections when errors or special conditions were revealed. The 1995 P quarter, especially if silver-based or struck with rare flaw, falls squarely into this potential, waiting to reward the lucky finder who sees beyond the surface. Collectors often say that coins choose their owners, and in the case of the 1995 P quarter, that sentiment rings truer than ever. To hold one of these potential rarities is to hold destiny itself, a chance to leap from the ordinary into the extraordinary, from the mundane into the unimaginable heights of wealth. It is a dream of every collector, and the proof that fortune sometimes hides in the smallest of places. This coin, though only a quarter in denomination, carries within it the power to shift lives, alter futures, and cement legacies. It is more than a piece of metal. It is a beacon of luck, wealth, and history. The 1995 P quarter proves that greatness often comes disguised in the ordinary, and that those who recognize it are forever changed. So, if you hold a 1995 P Mint Mark quarter, guard it well. Do not dismiss it or spend it lightly, for it could be the very coin that changes your fortune overnight. Within its edges lies not just a history of a nation, but the power to create a new story for you. A story of wealth, wonder, and a legacy that will outlive generations.